Hello and welcome to the Heart of Good Victory series. My name is Dr. Eunice Ofori, and here I share insights from my memoir, Good Victory, an African woman's journey of faith and endurance. In this 12th video within the series, I will respond to questions based on chapter 13 of the book. And also, I have a surprise guest speaker share a testimonial. Let's dive in.
Dr. Hughes, you actually shared so many valuable lessons. That's one thing I like about the book. You talk about your life lessons, your life story and everything, but you kind of highlight specific lessons that the reader can take home. And one of that resonated deeply with me was the importance of pursuing mentorship. In fact, on page 180, you outline 4 key qualities you should look out for in a potential mentor. Now, I'm a life coach amongst the many things that I do. And as a life coach, I've noticed that one of the biggest challenges people face is figuring out how to approach a potential mentor and build a meaningful relationship with them. Now, what general advice would you give to help people initiate and nurture such relationships effectively?
There's so many mentors, but I would say the best mentorship relationship usually grows very naturally. Not really submitting a proposal or anything like that. Something small. Could I get your thought on this, or can we have coffee? Something like that. So I think that it could be very organic. It could be very informal. But you also have to work on showing genuine interest in the work that they do, acknowledging and focusing on value exchange. So it's not only getting from the mentor, but also keeping them updated and also, blessing them and connecting with them that way. And remember that mentorship doesn't need to be formally like a formal weekly meetings. Sometimes it's just reaching out when you need specific guidance. And that's, in talking about Dr. Scales, I call her one of my American mamas, and she has been such a blessing to me. And also, if I find myself professionally or spiritual wise, I go to, hey mom, can I talk to you for a minute? So it doesn't have to be every single day. And that's one thing that Dr. Skills have been to me.
Awesome. Dr. Scales, sorry, Glenda Scales, over to you. Tell us your perspective in 2 minutes.
Okay, so if you all know professors, we don't stick to 2 minutes, right?
I know that. I know I'm putting you in a tight spot.
No, I'm just joking.
I know you're joking. I know you're joking.
Yes, because I worked really hard, and in the midst, and the reason why I said that is because one thing that you know about Eunice is her sense of humor, and I really appreciate that. I met Eunice when, oh gosh, over 10, 12 years ago, when she came to our home. My husband and I, we always sponsored at that time an annual cookout, and she came to the cookout. And what I do want to highlight, and since it's coming towards the end, I'm going to wrap in some of the other thoughts that people said earlier, because they said some of the same things that I'm going to say next. And that is, like, when Eunice walked into the room, her smile was infectious, and she just lit up the room, and everybody was so comfortable. And she has a gift of helps. She came in and she just made herself comfortable and was able just to help. So that's how I first met her. And then Eunice talks about a mentor, and I always tell students that and my family, my nieces, my nephews, and all, a mentor does not have to look like you. They don't, they're a mentor is not somebody that, like Eunice said, that you see every day. I think one common part for a mentor is being able to be invested in the person and wanting the best for that person. And so that's what Eunice did. She mentors others, because you heard that earlier. Nolan was talking about the mentorship that Eunice would have to encourage others. And I want to also say that when God places a person who's like-minded there and someone that you respect, then God will find ways for you all to stay connected. And the one thing that I must say is that I do not believe in coincidences at all. Okay, it is, and that is what you need in a mentor, to say, hey, I do have to be connected, that there's a divine intervention that's here, that God is leading us, and God will guide us, and that we can learn from one another, that wisdom. And so I want to leave you with this, because one of the questions was, again, the part of Eunice's character, what stands out about her character. And I really, really want to let you know that I was listening to others, and here are some of the words that were the exact words that I had, that she's a prayer, if you look at the P's, praise to God, prayer warrior, perseverance, privilege, honor to know her. And Nolan, I really like that word that you said, authentic, because that is what a mentor has to be, is authentic, not afraid to be able to tell you what you want to hear and what you don't want to hear. And then the other, and Eunice, I have to say this because I left out another big P, and you're a phenomenal woman and mom. Okay. And because you used all those other P words in order to really help preserve the relationship for other moms and your sons and all. And so I'm so grateful for that. And then, because see, Kathy, you can see our guide there saying, okay, Glenda, you've over 2 minutes. You have 30 seconds left here now. But Kathy, you said it was hard, to see her leave Blacksburg, but this is what God does. And Eunice, you know what I'm about to say. You left Blacksburg because Eunice asked me, she says, oh, what about this job in Texas? I'm like, no, you're not going towards the Mexican border. I'm sorry, you're not going there. What about this job in Mississippi? No, you're not going to Mississippi. You're not going there. I refuse to let you go to Mississippi. That's what I meant to. And okay, this is why I would not be a life coach, because a life coach is not supposed to tell you what you're supposed to do, but a mom can. Look, you will not go to Mississippi. Because God wanted Eunice to, and Kathy, this is so true. He wanted Eunice to go to New Orleans. And why, Eunice? Why did God want you to go to New Orleans?
Melody, I connected with Dr. Skill's daughter. We had a very special moment, and she was in school here. I never really connected. I really connected with Glenda, but not to Melody. But our relationship really grew in a special way. That I just, it could not have happened if we were not in that space. Yes.
Yes. And so and I leave you with this, okay. God, I think, help and it's mentorship and teaching. And a good mentor is able to learn from the mentee, and it's a full circle. So while Eunice, and I'm, one of several moms to be able to get wisdom from Eunice, yet then Eunice gave wisdom to Melody, and her words were, Mom, I'm so grateful for her wise advice. I'm a better woman now than I was when I got there, because she helped to guide me. And so your book and the lessons learned from your book and from the healing that we continue to go through, because it's, healing is that process. Okay. And this is part of that you were able to impart that, to us. And I want to say thank you, because God continues to help you hone your gifts of helps. And Melody said this, wherever you go, whatever you have, and you all who are on the call today know that Eunice could have a penny, and she will give that penny to someone that she sees anew, because she knows God will give her another penny and more. And I want to say thank you for giving that gift of helps, that gift of selflessness. And that's another word that went, selflessness is another word that many have used throughout, today. And I want you to know that I appreciate your book, because I've come to know that, when God gives you a daughter, whether it's for 23 years like we've had with Melody, or for the number of months that you had with your daughter, is a gift. And I want to say thank you for sharing that. And I want to thank you for what you've done for me, the gift of taking care of Melody when I wasn't able to be there.
Together, let's reflect, connect, and discover what it means to live a life of victory. Remember, victory is within your reach.